gentleman. Let me recognize the gentleman from Connecticut, Mr. Larson, to inquire.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you, Secretary Mnunchin. Let us continue to hope that as we combat the coronavirus, that people with your stature continue to come forward and speak. I think, as you rightfully applauded the healthcare officials, everybody on both sides of the aisle and across the country wants to see America succeed here. In fact, is counting on America to do so. So it's my sincere hope that we can continue, and tough questions that are asked by this side shouldn't be misconstrued as being political or anti-American, but just the desire and anxiety on everybody that I know you share to get to the bottom of this and help us move forward. I want to thank you also for your comments and your continued work with Chairman Neal on so many fronts. We had a great conversation the last time you were here about working together on Social Security. I want to commend the President of the United States for his consistency in terms of what he said in the State of the Union, and more importantly, what he said during the throes of a political campaign, when he stood up to 16 other Republicans and said that Social Security was not an entitlement, it was an earned benefit. Mr. Secretary, do you believe as the President that Social Security is an earned benefit?
I do.
Thank you. And I think this is something that we need to work on, economists especially. You mentioned at the start of your comment that as we look with interest rates being as low as they are, it's going to be difficult for the Fed to do something significant with respect to what's going to happen in this economy. But making sure that Social Security is solvent and, in fact, expanding something that hasn't been expanded and touched in 37 years or expanded in 50 is long overdue, with 5 million Americans receiving checks below the poverty level, with the opportunity to modestly increase by 1% the contribution, phase it in over 25 years, we can stimulate an economy, because all of that money, as you know, nobody hoards their Social Security checks. It goes right back into the economy, and the American people are willing to pay more to this. Now, here's the rub. And, you know, Republicans rightfully brag about their tax proposal. They should be proud of that in many respects. Except the other part of that is, as you heard Mr. Thompson say, when it's unpaid for and it creates an enormous debt, and that debt is perceived to then be paid for by the very people at the bottom by cuts to programs, is what really gets the American people upset, and especially people on our side of the aisle. We would like to propose to work with you and come up with a solution that will both boost the economy and pull America forward and take care of individuals who have paid for something that they expect to be there. 68% of millennials will rely on Social Security only. More than 54% of the nation does as well. Will you commit to working with us and working to get this done?
Thank you, I will. I think it's a very important bipartisan issue, and I take my role as managing trustee of the Social Security Trust Fund very seriously.
Thank you, and I yield back.